with rapid steps and tremendous capabilities that have stunned all observers. Iran announces the entry of its most dangerous hypersonic missiles into the Battle of the True Promises 3. The missile was specially manufactured for this night to be launched from Tehran and hit any target in Tel Aviv. Penetrating both American and Israeli defenses, its impact on Iran's enemies was stronger than its explosion. Whether we agree or disagree with Iran's position, we must acknowledge that this country, which has been under siege for more than 40 years, has succeeded in controlling the skies over Israel with its hypersonic missiles, which cannot be intercepted. We reveal many secrets and details to you, dear viewer, about the Fattah missile, the latest addition to the battle. Stay tuned. The Fattah is Iran's first hypersonic ballistic missile, unveiled by the Revolutionary Guard for the first time in 2023. The Fattah missile is launched from a fixed ground silo or mounted on trucks, making it extremely difficult for enemies to predict its exact location. In addition, this missile can maneuver from an altitude of 300 meters to 70,000 meters. The missile's design shows a strong resemblance to the Russian Kinjal, which explains the similarity between the two missiles proves Russia's involvement in supporting Iran and transferring military technology to it, which has contributed to the rapid development of Iran's missile arsenal. Why the Israeli dome failed to detect Fattah missile. The speed of the missile alone allows it to pass through radar waves at tremendous speed, enabling it to cover the distance between one wave and another without being detected. Before the wave is reflected back to the radar, the missile will have passed through other waves. This means that the radar will detect a target that appears for a second and disappears for several seconds. As a result, even the most advanced air defense systems will face a target that cannot be seen, located, or predicted, and it will be impossible to catch up with it. This technique is known as the plasma cloud that surrounds the missile as a result of its high speed. The Fattah missile can carry a warhead weighing up to 1,500 kilograms, and missiles capable of carrying such weights are usually nuclear missiles, although Iran has not yet acknowledged that it possesses a nuclear bomb. As for the announcement of Fattah, Iran's second nuclear missile, the Iranian Ministry of Defense did not mention whether it was nuclear or not, but it is said to be a thermal missile capable of generating an explosion with a yield of 10 kilotons of TNT, which is very close to the yield of tactical nuclear warheads. In addition to its ability to penetrate underground fortifications and breach 6 meters of reinforced concrete, this revelation is specifically directed at Israel and poses a serious threat to the safety of its nuclear reactors, military aircraft hangars, and command, control, and operations centers. Fattah missile can reach speeds of between 13 and 15 Mach, equivalent to 18,600 kilometers per hour. The range of Iran's latest missile is 1,600 kilometers, and this distance was not chosen by chance. It may not even be the maximum range of the Fattah, but rather a message to Iran's enemies, assuring them that its advanced missiles are capable of striking their capitals, given that the distance between Tehran and Tel Aviv is only 1,600 kilometers. How does Fattah missile strike its targets with such frightening accuracy? Iran's new missile is guided by a navigation and inertial system, where a computer built into the missile structure reads and analyzes data from heat, speed, altitude, acceleration, and weight sensors, and a gyroscope to automatically determine its location without being intercepted or jammed by radar systems or early warning aircraft. This system also helps maintain the highest possible accuracy. It also uses the Global Positioning System, GPS, in addition to an Iranian military satellite communication and guidance system. The technologies used in this system are also unknown. During the official announcement of the missile, Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps commander Major General Hossein Salami said that the missile's warhead can change direction at any speed, giving it a higher ability to evade air defense missiles. Salami specifically mentioned Israel's Iron Dome system. Iran has not disclosed any details about the nature of the engines, sparking widespread debate among analysts and military observers about whether Iran manufactured them domestically, imported them, or transferred the technology from abroad. This type of missile often has 4 solid-fuel engines that are fired in sequence to gradually increase the missile speed from 0 to 16 Mach, in conjunction with the missile's algorithms and software and the launch station. Putin's gift to Iran ignites Tel Aviv. The announcement and test of the Fattah missile came on June 10th, about 2 weeks after the test of the K-bar missile, which had better specifications. This renewed many questions in the minds of those interested in and analysts and observers of international military affairs about Iran's rapid development in the missile industry. However, the similarity with Russian missiles of the same class led most observers to suspect Russian involvement in the project, especially given the golden period in Russian-Iranian relations since Russia's invasion of Ukraine and Tehran's support for its ally Moscow with drones and the purchase of fighter jets. It does not appear that the Tel Aviv government had anticipated this type of weapon, and the Iron Dome system, alongside the US THAAD system, certainly had less than a 1% chance of deterring the Fattah missile, which successfully penetrated deep into Tel Aviv and reached its target. Israel therefore relied on airstrikes to destroy Iranian factories, warehouses, and missile brigades. But this option is far from decisive due to Iran's vast geographical advantage. Ultimately, the outcome of the war remains unknown and could result in nothing less than a catastrophe. Origin of the name and the operation history. Fattah in Persian, or Al-Fattah in Arabic. This title is attributed to the Ottoman Sultan Mehmed II, who broke the walls of Constantinople and spread Islam there. Based on this reference, Iran, which vows to crush Israel and liberate Al-Aqsa Mosque, believes that its missile will break Israel's walls and fortifications and open the door for it to spread its religious beliefs, even though the Iranian-Israeli conflict is nothing more than propaganda to win over the Arab countries in the region within the framework of ethnic, sectarian, nationalist, and economic alliances. Except that Israel does not have absolute trust in the militias and organizations linked to Iran in the region, and does not want dangerous weapons to reach them. The timing of Iran's announcement of its ballistic and hypersonic missiles appears to be random, but it coincided with the recent floundering of the US position on Iran, with the US Treasury Department releasing $10 billion of frozen Iranian funds in exchange for the release of American hostages protesting in Tehran, which is demanding that the nuclear agreement be amended and economic sanctions lifted. It is clear that Iran is seeking to reveal many of its military cards to pressure Western countries and exploit their preoccupation with the war in Ukraine to push them into reconciliation with it and pull them out of Russia's embrace. Iran certainly does not want to find itself in the same alliance as Russia and be subjected to more pressure and economic blackmail than it should have to bear. It is seeking to achieve a breakthrough on all fronts by intimidating the West, even if only temporarily. And you, dear viewer, what is your assessment of Iran's new missile? In your opinion, how can Israel and the US bases in the Middle East deter it?